Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for February 20th. We're going to look at the US-Japanese yen pair first. This pair closed lower on Friday, did close lower, opened pretty much at the same price. There's a little bit of difference, but not a lot. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways, although I do believe it has somewhat of a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as low as 83.89. Possibly as high as 83.89, possibly as low as 82.65. Look for some resistance around 83.54 and look for some support around 83.00. Now the EURUSD pair, it surged to the upside on Friday as well. We are looking for this pair to overall continue long-term to be moving sideways, potentially going up to 138.58, possibly moving down to 134.62. Look for some resistance around 137.50 and look for some support around 136.18. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved to the upside, did not close above previous resistance. We are looking for this pair to retrace the gap that it created at the open of this new session, about 25 pips. Potentially, if we get a close above this high, looking for it to go much higher. Look for it to possibly go up to 163.87, possibly down to 160.73. Look for some resistance around 162.75, and look for some support around 161.75. Now the US Swiss, this pair gapped down about 25 pips. It has retraced, or pretty much retraced, that over the past little bit. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 0.9525 and hit some resistance there, possibly moving down to support at 0.9395. Now, as far as news analysis go, we have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand releasing their 2-year inflation expectations, and that's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. We are looking for the previous was 2.6%. No estimate as to what it will be being released. Hopefully, the inflation rate has come down in New Zealand, although I don't necessarily see that being the case. If it does come down, that would be, of course, good news for the New Zealand dollar. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, we have the US-Japanese yen pair that has this area here, this window of opportunity that it's gone through once here and once here. I do believe we'll go through it fairly quick. And we talked about this right here, but it didn't make it around until Friday. So now we're looking at it again. It moving down and grabbing about 36 pips out of this if it moves to the downside. That's pretty much it as far as what I'm looking for during this next session. Still looking for some other things to develop in the Euro USD and the Pound USD and the Swiss. Here we have the US Swiss. You can see here you draw a trend line from this low to this low. We've had almost 100% retracement. It did gap down and it's moving higher. So once it retraces completely, I do believe we will see this come down a little bit further. And knowing exactly where it should hit some support with this trend line comes into play at that point. So it could come down and right about here. If you notice, that's right in line with the previous support. You do have to be aware that it did move sideways during the same price action that it's in now. So we could see it move sideways for a little bit and then dip on down to the trend line and then move higher. We'll just have to wait and see which way it's going to go. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.